Hey, what's up, guys? Mike, New York Magnum here. I'd like to thank you for tuning in with me today. This video is going to be a lot different than generally what I do. New York City laws, knife reviews, or reviews and updates on my Beretta, or probably a new gun purchase. This is a video I've been wanting to make, or something I've been wanting to do, videos that I've been wanting to do for a while, but just didn't think it would be something for my channel. But since now I'm unemployed and I can't shoot as often, and me having shooting footage is going to be out of the question for a little bit, I think this is a great way to give content to my subscribers and just talk about everyday life here for me in the city as a gun owner, and what you guys experiences across the states as gun owners yourselves. Okay, so today's rant and situation I was in is pretty much Glock perfection. Okay, and I know people have done videos to death about it. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, this video is not to bash Glocks. It's to bash people who have Glocks. Not everybody, okay? So keep your pants on, okay? It's a certain circle of people in the Glock community. Okay, I love Glocks. They're great guns. It's a great design. The thing could be ran dirty, buried in cement. Oh my, the things that people do to these freaking things to prove that these firearms that Glock put out is extremely reliable firearms. Okay, I would own one myself, and I'm planning to get a Glock 19. Okay, the thing that I'm hating is that people are taking this Glock perfection thing way too far. Okay, they're great designs. They're proven. Okay, they're proven to work in any condition. The other thing that people are not giving Glock a lot of credit for is that they have great quality control. Right, great quality control. If there is a problem with a Glock, it's so minute. It's not even funny. It's because of their quality control. Okay. But going back with the Glock perfection thing, is like people just go too far with it. Okay. One thing that I see, people like to rant and rave about Glocks, bash the shit out of Berettas, SIGs, pretty much any hammer-fired weapon, 1911, a double to single action firearm. It's that they're outdated. Glock is king. Okay. But yet, when they're recommending the firearm, they say only get the Gen 3. Don't get the Gen 4. Okay. Glock is not God. Okay. They're going to have problems. And it happened with the Gen 4s. People were having problems with the Gen 4s. Okay. And there were some problems with the Gen 3s. It was very small. But I do remember reading reports from people that they were having problems with Glock Gen 3s. Don't remember if I heard anything about Gen 1s and Gen 2s. If there were, there's such a small percentages. It was insignificant to the shooting community. Pretty much the same thing would happen with the Gen 3s. The reason why the Gen 4s gained so much popularity as an unreliable firearm is because we're at the stage or age where everybody's posting a YouTube video about their guns, and the YouTube gun community is huge. So of course, anybody that had a problem with a Glock, people knew about it. So even with the problem the Glock Gen 4s had, it was such a small amount that not everybody was affected. It was blown out of proportion, honestly. But that's what makes me laugh about Glock people. They're like, oh, they're reliable. You could trust your life to a Glock, law enforcement use them, just don't get the Gen 4. Well, if it's such a great firearm, reliable firearm and stuff like that, you're showing that you don't have any faith in the company of Glock to say, oh, they fixed the problem now. You could get a Gen 4. And if you do have a problem with it, Glock's customer service is so top notch. You can send it in and they'll revamp the insides, the guts, to bring it up to spec. Okay, to make it reliable. You know, I understand that, you know, because of what happened was people were experiencing stovepipes, brass to the face, and things of that nature that, you know, you're hesitant about it. But if you're going to be behind a product like you are, you need to be behind a product. Those days are done and over. The new Gen 4s are coming out of the market are extremely reliable. The ejection patterns are great. There's no stovepiping. So get behind the product that you are saying is perfect, please. The other people that are making me laugh pretty much is people of the same mind. You know, Glock is perfect, is the perfect gun, law enforcement, 65%, 80%, blah, blah, blah. And they mod the shit out of the gun. Now, I'm not saying modding your gun is wrong. It's your gun, it's your property. Mod the shit however you want, okay? And this is where the situation came in, where I'm at the range, firing my Beretta, and this is literally my first few shots, so kind of, you know, a little bit all over the place. Not too bad, but enough where this older gentleman in the next booth, he comes over, starts giving me tips. Look, I don't mind getting tips. I'm new, you know, even though I've been shooting since I was a kid, you know, I'm always welcoming advice. That's how you learn, okay? Just hate when it's unsolicited. So long story short, he says, "Oh, can I look at the Beretta?" He picks it up, you know, it's like, "Oh, nice sight picture, blah blah blah." But it's just like, you know, you really should get yourself a Glock. You know, they're perfect. You know, they're reliable. They're AK-47s of, you know, the handgun world, blah blah blah. And he comes over. He goes to the next booth that he's next to me, and comes over and brings his Glock. And, you know, he's ranting and raving about Glock perfection, and I was just stunned what he handed me. It was a Glock-like pistol. It wasn't a Glock. What this man has done is simply, the only thing that was Glock in the gun anymore was the magazines. Alright? Everything else was aftermarket in the goddamn thing. Aftermarket slide, aftermarket barrel, Timberwolf frame, you know, magazine well, changed out the back plate, changed out the slide lock, extended takedown levers, you know, ghost triggers, ghost springs, and there was nothing left in that gun that was Glock. Just the magazines. Okay? Here's my problem with that. And with people like him. You're telling me that your gun that you're using is so perfect that you had to mod the goddamn thing to the point where it's unrecognizable. It's no longer a Glock. I don't give a shit what you say. Alright, and I was ready to tell that to the man. That shit's no longer a Glock. It's a Glock-like pistol. The only thing that is Glock in that pistol is the goddamn magazines that came with the original Glock gun. And that's another thing that's really pissing me off with a lot of people. If the gun's so perfect, okay, why the fuck do you gotta mod the goddamn shit out of it? If it's perfect out the box. Okay. Like I said, I'm not bashing Glock. It's a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve that I have. It's your gun. Mod the fucking gun however you want. When I get my Glock, and it's going to be a Gen 4, I'm going to mod the shit out. You know? But I'm not going to be ranting or raving. Glock perfection. It's the best pistol and shit like that. Glocks are good pistols. Okay? You know, they're good handguns. They're good firearms. But they're not perfect. If they were perfect, we wouldn't have to fucking knock out those cheap plastic sights and put real steel sights in the motherfucker. Okay? The reason why it's so popular with law enforcement is because they get a ridiculous deal for Glocks. Okay? Ask your buddy who's law enforcement. Ask them what they pay for a Glock. Glocks give great law enforcement deals. Then you throw on top the reliability of it. Of course, police departments are going to be switching to Glocks. It's cheaper, the deals that you're getting, and, it's a reliable pistol. But kind of getting off the subject a little bit. That's pretty much my rant for today. I'm proud that you're standing behind Glock. I stand behind Glock 2. I stand behind Berettas. I stand behind SIGs. I stand behind a 1911. Smith & Wesson, 6 hours making good 1911s. The Taurus are hit or miss 1911s, but stand behind your pistol, but don't blow smoke up everybody's ass, all right? It's not perfection. They're just great pistols, all right? Mod them how you want. Stipple them, wherever the case is, but don't start sending me bullshit on how great the gun is, all right? Lecturing me about my Beretta or that man's SIG or his 1911 or his 357 686, when you hand people or show people Frankensteins of guns that's supposed to be Glocks, but they're not, because you change every single part. Almost everything's aftermarket on it. The only thing that you have that's Glock is the fucking magazines, and you're preaching to me about Glock perfection. Okay? Think about it. Let me know what you guys think. Especially those of you who own Glocks. Am I wrong for saying that, this whole Glock perfection thing is out of hand with certain circles in the Glock community? Or am I just being a crabby old asshole now? Might be the crabby old asshole thing. But let me know what you think. Please comment. Do a response video if you want. I like to talk to you guys. I love my subscribers. I love the support you guys are giving me. So, I might do another vlog/rant video and then post those two and see how those goes. If they become popular where people are commenting and we're getting a little conversation going, I'll continue doing more of them. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, practice and preach safe firearm handling wherever you go. And remember, it's our job to educate the uneducated. Have a good one, guys.